If you don't plan, you're stupid.
Hey there, and welcome to If You Don't Plan, You're Stupid with Florida estate planning attorney Andrew Rosenberg. Andy helps families plan for the future with clarity, confidence, and legal protection that actually works. My name is Kevin Rosenquist, and today we're talking about planning for loved ones with special needs and how a well-meaning gift or inheritance can unintentionally disqualify them from essential benefits if it's not done right. Andy, welcome back.
Hey, Kevin, I feel like we just saw each other on a topic, but you know what? It's another week, so
It is.
welcome.
It's another week. Yeah. I think I might be wearing the same shirt. It's just a coincidence.
Me too. Me too. How's that possible, my friend?
All right. Well, this is a very, very interesting topic we're talking about here. Special needs planning. So what does special needs planning mean in the context of an estate plan?
Okay. So this is a really, really, really important topic, especially if you have families and you have special needs situations. So I try to make fun and enjoy, our topics. And if I hope we can do that today, but this is a very serious topic. Obviously, we're dealing with people that have special needs.
Mhm.
So what is special needs? Well, in estate planning. So what happens is when someone has special needs, okay, someone that can't take care of themselves, right? They have a mental incapacity of some sort, usually, or a physical. Usually, it's a mental incapacity, more likely than not. Then the question becomes who's going to pay for them? Who's going to take care of them? And usually, it's mom and dad, right? That's what mom and
Sure.
dad are there for. But mom and dad also have other kids, maybe, and they want to leave inheritances to other people, and they don't want to blow all their money on one child that's got a disability. So then the question becomes, well, how do we plan for things to make sure that we provide for the child that has special needs, but at the same time make sure we have planning for our other family members? So there's something out there called a special needs trust. And what it's for is this. Here's what you need to know. If you have someone that has special needs, if they have a certain amount of income or they have over a certain amount of assets, then the state of Florida will not pay for anything. It's going to come out of those income and out of the assets until you get below a certain level, and then the state of Florida will pay for things. So what do? Well, we create something called a special needs trust, and we put the assets usually in there. It's usually assets. We put the assets in there so that it's not owned by that special needs child or adult child or whoever it might be. And technically, they will not get disqualified for getting medical needs and necessities from the government. And that's I don't know if that made sense,
Yeah,
Kevin.
it does.
Okay. Okay.
It does. Yeah.
So what we're trying to do is to make sure that we are able to take care of the special needs child with the government, have the government pay for a lot of the things that we need without having to disrupt all the assets. And that's really kind of the concept behind a special needs trust situation. Because if that special needs kid has assets, we got to dwindle it down to nothing before we can get that to happen with
Right.
the government.
So then in this situation, how does the special needs person get the money from the trust if and when they need it?
That's a wonderful question. Well, first off, they probably won't even know they need it if they're special needs, because a
Sure.
lot of the special needs people that I've dealt with are not good with financials. So, they don't understand the concept of money, or they've never had to worry about it because mom and dad, brother, sister, whoever's taking care of them the whole time.
Mhm.
So they may never know when they need things. It's the person in charge of that special needs trust and the family that are going to know when things need to be taken care of. So,
Okay.
for instance, um, in A special needs trust, technically, when it's set up and then when it kicks in and it gets funded properly, the assets get put in there, technically it's an irrevocable trust at that point, or a separate trust on its own. And you have someone in charge of that trust. And the person in charge of that trust, the legal term is called a trustee. And their job is to manage the money for the benefit of that special needs person. So you ask the question, how does the money get out and how does the money get used? That trustee is the one that's going to be in charge and make sure that the funds that are there are going to be used to help supplement, keyword, help supplement the needs that are being taken care of by the government already.
Okay, so is there a certain amount that they can have per month? Is there like some sort of a limit on, and as far as what they're allowed to take or to keep the government benefits?
Yeah, well, yeah, yes and no. So they can only have, okay, asset wise, okay, you can, as an individual, you can only have, you have to have less than $2,000 of assets in the special needs kid's name alone. If they own a bank account, they need to have less than $2,000 in the bank account. If it's above that, they don't qualify.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, it's very small amount of money. So what do we do? That's what the special needs trust is there for, right? So now we may have hundreds, if not millions of dollars. It doesn't matter. It can be $10,000. It can be $10 million in the special needs trust that was set up. That money does not get counted against that special needs person. And then the trustee, when they feel it's appropriate, they can take out as much money as they need to use it to help supplement the child or the special needs person for healthcare concerns or buying them things that they need to take, for everyday living, etc. There's a pretty good discretion on what they can spend things on within reason, obviously, but it's there to be, it's there to supplement them to enjoy and have a better lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
So there is no dollar amount. I could take out $5,000 and say, I want my special needs child to go on this trip to Japan. And we want to make sure that child goes to this trip. It's important for her, for the heritage. Maybe it's Japanese background and family. They need to go see family there. And so we're able to supplement it with that money to pay for the trip and subsidize it for that particular situation, as an example. Or maybe they need to go to get haircuts and need clothing. And that's the kind of stuff that can be used to supplement.
What about a Nintendo Switch 2 or a TV or any of that stuff? Do they get that detailed with it? Like saying like, oh, you can't, or is that just part of it's a quality of life thing? They want it, they can have it.
I mean, there's a gray area. How's that?
Okay.
There's always black and white, right? But there's a lot of gray. And in the supplemental need or in the special needs situation, there's a lot of gray. Okay. Mm-hmm. Is a TV a necessity? I don't know. It probably is for someone that has special needs because it helps entertain them. Yep. And it helps keep them protected because they don't have to go out and about all the time. And it's a better safety feature. So it's probably something that needs to be paid for. Is food a necessity? Of course. Mm-hmm. Clothing? Of course. Medical care? Of course. Is a trip to go see this person or that person, a friend of theirs, a necessity? Maybe not. But that might be in the gray area where it's important to help keep their morale up. And as long as we can justify it, then that's a gray area that's allowable probably. Mm-hmm. So, is there any hard, steady, fast rules? There are on certain things, but I would tell you the majority of things just use common sense and say, is this really necessary to help them or not? Is this helping them? Is this improving their lifestyle in any way?
Right. Okay. So what are some of the key public benefits that could be lost if the planning isn't done correctly?
Well, the key ones are Medicaid and SSI. So those are really the two main things. Also maybe food stamps and stuff of that nature, if that ever happened. But Medicaid and SSI. Medicaid is for medical care, medical attention, right? Maybe housing in that situation, etc. you could lose that, and that could be a disaster, right? We don't
Mhm.
want to lose that. And SSI, or supplemental income, for a small amount of money, they can receive a certain amount of money up to that X amount of dollars, whatever that might be, to make sure that they have enough to help pay for things. But if you lose your special needs status, then those are the two main things that we're concerned about: losing Medicaid and losing the SSI benefits. And then the problem becomes, how do you get back on it
Right.
if you lose it? And that's the real problem, because it takes time. You got to get qualified. You got to go through all the hoops of the government. I mean, listen, be honest. Getting anything done with government takes forever. So
Sure.
imagine, yeah. So imagine if you lost your special needs status and now the family's got to get you requalified. That could be a nightmare. So it's not something you ever want to happen. But
Right.
the two main things that we worry about for special needs status is that basically all the government benefits, which is the Medicaid stuff, and then also some income, which is probably SSI income.
There's a couple different terms I've heard: first party special needs trust and third party
Yeah.
special needs trust. What's the difference there?
Okay, it's a big difference. I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot to talk about it, but that's what you're here for, Kevin.
Well, I'm here, man.
So, first party and third party. First party is, let's say that I'm a special needs person. Okay, I have a mental incapacity and I can't handle things well, and I just can't take care of myself. And let's say I get injured in a car accident, God forbid, and then I hire an attorney and I get a settlement, and my net settlement is going to be $25,000. I'm just using it as an example. If I get that 25,000 and they write a check to me at the attorney that did the personal injury, and they give it to me and I put deposit in the bank account, I've now disqualified myself as a special needs for all those benefits. So in that situation, we'd want to create what's called a first party special needs trust. So what a first party special needs trust basically is the disabled person is actually setting up the trust for themselves. So instead of me getting the money in my bank account, we create a special needs trust, and then the money goes into that special needs trust, and then it gets used for my benefit, and I didn't lose my benefits. You see the difference?
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's what you need to understand, though, with a first party special needs trust is when I pass away as the special needs person, when I pass away, usually whatever is in that special needs trust, that first party special needs trust, the Medicaid is going to come back and claw back what they paid out. So usually what happens is if there's any money in that special needs trust, it's going to go to the state.
Mm-hmm.
Most of it, if not all of it, at the end. So what's that mean? Spend the freaking money, right? Don't leave it there. Use it.
Yep.
Have it used for me if I'm disabled. So that's a first party special needs trust. We don't see that very often.
Yeah.
The main time we see it is twofold: car accident or personal injury situation, or we get an inheritance and they didn't set up a special needs trust, right? And it goes directly to me. Like I have two other siblings, and then I have special needs, and my parents pass away, and it goes a third, a third, a third. My two siblings get their third, and then I get my third, and then as soon as I get my third, I'm disqualified because I'm over the limits. We don't want that to happen. So to avoid that, that's when you create that first party special needs. Now, let's switch gears, and let's say that we have my two siblings and myself as the kids, and I got the special needs. Mom and dad are alive. Mom and dad are taking care of me, and I'm getting benefits. I'm getting government benefits currently, and mom and dad want to make sure that we give a third, a third, a third out to all three of us, but they don't want me as a child to lose those government benefits. It's really important to have the housing and all that good stuff and medical care, etc. So what do? They meet with a proper attorney. The attorney sets up an estate plan, and part of that estate plan, the 1/3 that goes to me as the child, will go into a third party special needs trust that was created when mom and dad die. So my third goes directly into a special needs trust, but it wasn't created by me in the first party. Like the first area we talked about, the first party special needs, I created the trust as the special needs person. The third party is someone else is creating a special needs trust for my benefit. And in that situation that we just discussed, my parents set it up so that they set up a special needs trust for me, and I kept my benefits, and we're all okay. I still keep my benefits, but now I have all this money sitting in this special needs trust, and it's there to be used for my benefits and to help make a nicer lifestyle. And maybe it's my two siblings are the trustees or managers of the trust to supervise it. Here's the big difference, Kevin. When I pass away in a third party special needs trust, anything left over goes to wherever the person set it up goes. So I could have it set up where my parents said I get 1/3, my sister gets a third, and my other sister gets a third. My 1/3's in my special needs trust, and my mom and dad die, and I got that X amount of dollars in there for the rest of my life. And then when I died, let's say there's 100,000 left, and then it said in the special needs, it says when I die, if I have any children, it goes down to my children. If I don't have children, I'm going to give it to my siblings. And that's where it goes instead of going back to the government.
Okay.
Big difference.
Yeah. Yeah. You protect it that way for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, that's the big difference between first party and third party.
What other tools should parents be thinking about with special needs kids? Guardianship, powers of attorney. Are there other things that really need to be part of a plan that might differ from a typical plan?
Yeah. So listen, my office is in Coral Springs, and I have a relationship with a high school right near them, and they have a program with kids with special needs, and those kids are usually they grow up and they end up being over 18 years of age, and they are still in the high school scenarios until they graduate from high school with a special degree, etc. So when the kids hit 18, even if they're special needs kids, they're adults.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't legally have rights as a parent. So I always tell my parents with special needs kids and with regular, not special needs kids, when they hit 18, we should have a durable power of attorney, a healthcare surrogate, and maybe a living will drafted for that disabled or special needs child and for the non-special needs child, because that will avoid a guardianship court down the line if something were to happen.
Okay.
So did that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Okay.
Yeah.
One other thing I wanted to bring up. I know we're running short.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. If you have, let's say that you have a special needs kid and you don't have a lot of money and you want to give it to your special needs kids. So what there are the third party situation. You can have instead of a separate trust just for special needs kids, you can have it go into a pooled special needs trust and have like an institution supervise everything and have it invested properly, etc. And it might be a better way of handling that if there's a small amount of money that we're talking about that you're able to give to your special needs child. If it's a
And that way
decent
they can earn on it.
Yeah. So it's more. It may be more cost effective than having just a small trust set up, and you got professional management in that situation. The downside is it might be less flexible than if you have brother, sister watching it as a trustee.
Right.
So there's a lot of options here, guys. What you need to know, number one, is you want to take care of your special needs child, obviously, or your brother or sister, whoever it is. So we want to make sure they're taken care of. And you need to be aware that you don't want to lose benefits. And that's why we have this type of a vehicle. And if you have someone like that, you need to meet with someone that knows what they're doing, an elder law or estate planning attorney, to really make sure you shore it up. Don't do it yourself. I'm telling you right now, I've seen too many of them, and they're generic language. They don't have the right language. It's not doing what it's supposed to do, and it could technically disqualify you for benefits. it's not, don't be penny wise and pound foolish when it comes to something like this, guys.
Yeah, definitely. It's obviously it's its own certain situation. It's unique and it needs to be addressed. All right. Well, special needs planning isn't just about money. It's about security, dignity, and protecting a loved one's future. Visit rosenberglawfirm.net to start building a plan that works. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and leave us a review. We very much appreciate it. Andy, I always very much appreciate my time with you. Thanks so much.
Hey, thanks, Kevin, and go Hoosiers. Go Hoosiers.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and leave us a review in the comments.